Today, we're going to unlock the wisdom of a Korean poem that's nearly 1,000 years old. And believe it or not, it might just have the perfect guide for finding peace in our totally chaotic modern world.
So let me ask you, does your life ever feel just overwhelming? Like a constant rush of demands, ambitions, and this feeling of always striving but never quite getting to a place where you can just breathe? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone.
Well, it turns out a poet way back in 11th century Korea, living in the super high-stakes world of a royal court, felt that exact same pressure. And from a high tower, he saw something incredibly simple that completely changed his perspective. And you know what? It holds a really powerful lesson for us today. Let's dig in and see what he saw.
So here's our roadmap. First, we'll get a view from the poet's tower. Then we'll meet the peaceful writer who's at the very heart of the poem. We'll explore the climax, get this, where the sun itself seems to follow him. And then we'll unpack the poem's core message before finally asking how we can find the same kind of peace in our own lives.
All right, let's start. I want you to put yourself in the poet's shoes. Imagine you're standing in a place just buzzing with power and ceremony. So, our poet is a man named Gwak Yeo, and he's at this place, the Jangwon Pavilion. But he's not just there to hang out, nope. He's part of the king's official entourage. And his job? To compose a poem, right there, on the spot, because the king commanded it. I mean, talk about pressure. You have to create art instantly in front of the most powerful person in the entire kingdom.
So he's up on this pavilion, surrounded by all the politics, all the ambition and complexity of the court. He looks out over the fields as the day is ending, and among all that grandeur, his eyes just lock onto this humble farmer heading home. And this is where our story really kicks off.
So, what did the poet write? This is where it gets really interesting. We're about to break down the opening lines and uncover the deep meaning that's hidden inside these ancient characters themselves.
This is the very first line he writes. In Korean, it's read seclusion. Now, it paints a really vivid picture, but to get it, we really need to look closely at those first two characters. Okay, our first hanja, that's a Korean character based on Chinese script, is dae. It's pronounced they, and it means great or large. It's a simple idea, but it's totally foundational to the poem's whole message.
And next up we have pyeong, which is pronounced pyong. This character gives you a feeling of peaceful or calm. You know, just picture the still, even surface of a lake. That's the feeling of pyong.
Now, here's the magic. You combine these two characters, they and pyong, and you get the word taepyeong. And this isn't just your everyday run-of-the-mill piece. This is a great piece, a deep, unshakable state of calm and real contentment. So if you go back to that first line, it's describing a farmer whose entire face, his whole being, just radiates this taepang, this great peace. He's riding his ox freely, just doing his thing, totally at ease. He isn't just feeling calm, he is calm. The next line adds another beautiful layer, bansip jambi garongdu. It tells us he's half damp from a light, lingering rain as he passes the edge of his field. See, he's not rushing to get out of the rain. He's just a natural part of the evening landscape itself.
Okay, this observation of a peaceful farmer, it leads the poet to a truly profound and honestly beautiful conclusion. The poem now shifts from just watching to real insight. So, as Gwak Yeo watches this farmer, he starts to imagine his destination. He writes something like, I know his home must be near the water. He's picturing a simple, peaceful place. Not some palace, but a real sanctuary from all the world's troubles. And then we get to the final, absolutely stunning line of the poem. 정타락 일방교요. This right here, this is the heart of the entire piece. So, the line basically translates to something like, following him, the setting sun flows beside the stream. What an incredible image, right? But hold on a second. Why would the poet say the sun is following the farmer? That seems backwards. Surely it's the other way around, isn't it? Well, here's the beautiful insight. The farmer is so perfectly in sync, so in harmony with the rhythm of nature, that it actually seems like nature itself is moving with him. He isn't rushing against the sunset. He's part of the sunset. The sun isn't some clock in the sky ticking down the day. It's his companion on the journey home. Now that is true harmony. And this amazing image brings us right to the poem's central message. a really powerful contrast between two very, very different ways of life.
So on one side, you've got the poet's world, the royal court. It's all about duty, ambition, power, and just constant complexity. And on the other side, you've got the farmer's world, the field. It's governed by natural rhythms, by simplicity, and by that great peace, taepyeong. Two worlds with two completely different sets of values.
What Gwak Yeo realizes from way up on that tower is that all the wealth and fame of the court, it's temporary. It is nothing compared to the real treasure that farmer has, a life of profound peace lived in perfect harmony with the world.
Which brings us to the final and, let's be honest, the most important part. What does this ancient poem mean for us, right here, right now, in our own lives?
The ultimate lesson here is that peace, that taepyeong, it isn't some prize you win at the end of a long, hard struggle. It's not something you get through more power or more success. It's a way of being that you can find right now, just by aligning yourself with the simple, natural rhythms of your own life. So I'll leave you with this to think about. In the middle of all the complexity of your own life, what is your gentle reign? What is your peaceful ride home? Finding those simple moments of harmony where you just feel perfectly in sync with your world, that right there is where you'll find your own great peace.